sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, so you wanted to dive deep into the mind of Katt Williams.
Yeah.
Well, buckle up,
Oh.
because his recent interview with Theo Von
Oh, yeah.
was a wild ride.
Yep.
We're going way beyond the jokes in this deep dive
I love it.
to uncover the man behind those iconic rants and that signature swagger.
I'm so ready.
So first things first, Katt drops this word, oracle, to describe himself.
Interesting.
And honestly, it fits. It's like he's not just trying to make us laugh.
Yeah.
He wants to share knowledge, spark a conversation.
Oh, I see.
Almost like he sees his audience, his fans, as friends he's trying to enlighten.
That's really interesting. And, he does have this recurring theme throughout the interview about seeking truth, wanting to share what he's learned.
Totally. And it's not just talk. He puts his money where his mouth is.
Oh, so.
Well, get this. Katt bought a former military base.
Whoa. Wait, seriously?
Dead serious. Fort McClellan. And he's turning it into this massive production hub for comedy, like his own little comedy kingdom.
No way. What's the vision for that?
He calls it heaven on earth.
Well, I like it already.
Right. And he's talking about 30 buildings, 3 million square feet,
That.
amphitheater, sound stages, the whole 9 yards.
It's like Tyler Perry Studios, but for comedy.
Exactly. But, and here's the key,
Yeah.
Katt wants this place to be free from the, quote, shenanigans of Hollywood.
Oh, I see. Like a pure space for the art form.
Exactly. No drama, no compromises, just pure comedic energy.
So he's really building a world where he calls the shots.
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like he's taking that oracle role seriously.
Yeah, shaping the comedic landscape.
Now, here's where things get really interesting. In the middle of talking about all this big stuff, he drops this random detail. He loves black ducks.
Black ducks, really?
Swears by them, raises them from eggs, even searched for specific black duck breeds.
What's that all about?
I don't know, but it's so Katt.
Yeah, it's like out of left field.
Right. And then, in the same breath, he's talking about billionaires.
Okay.
How he doesn't want to hang out with them. Interesting.
Because it reminds him of his inadequacies.
Uh-huh. I love it.
Like he's totally aware of the social hierarchy, but he's not playing that game.
Yeah, he's choosing his own path.
Right. He'd rather be surrounded by people he connects with, genuine people, than chase status and wealth.
It's like he's curating his own environment, his own little world.
And it all ties back to that heaven on earth idea, right?
That totally. It's about prioritizing happiness and fulfillment.
Over chasing things that don't really matter.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, what really brings you joy? What are you building your life around?
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, folks.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up, because next we're diving into Katt's thoughts on life, death, and the universe.
All right, I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay, so we've covered Katt's comedy kingdom, his love for black ducks.
Oh, yeah, those black ducks.
Right. And his take on billionaires.
Yeah, he's not impressed.
Not even a little. But here's another layer to Katt that really jumped out in this interview.
Okay, what's that? His intellectual curiosity. Like, this guy is a serious reader.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned that.
Hundreds of books a year.
Wow.
He credits reading with, like, shaping his whole worldview, fueling his imagination.
It definitely comes across. He's got a unique perspective.
And get this, he connects his reading habit to his ability to spot these rituals in the entertainment industry, things most people wouldn't even notice.
Like what?
He brought up men constantly being made to wear dresses. It's like he sees these patterns, these underlying messages that others miss.
It's that sharp observation, that skepticism.
Exactly. And it feeds into his belief that we're entering this, like, age of truth.
Oh, interesting.
Where people are demanding authenticity, calling out BS.
They're waking up.
Yeah, and he sees this happening everywhere, not just in Hollywood, but in politics, relationships.
It's like a shifting consciousness.
And he even brings up the Book of Revelation, the end time stuff.
Okay, getting a little biblical here.
But he's not all doom and gloom. It's more like he sees this upheaval as a necessary step.
Like a cleansing.
Yeah, where truth ultimately prevails.
So even with the scary stuff, there's a sense of optimism.
Totally. It's about personal responsibility, creating a world that aligns with your values.
So it ties back into that heaven on earth concept.
Absolutely. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
remember how he was talking about escaping the dark side of Hollywood?
Yeah, the shenanigans.
Well, he gets real about his experiences with figures like Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a whole other level.
He acknowledges the power dynamics, the compromises that are often demanded.
It's a tough industry.
But here's the thing. Katt walked away.
He didn't give in.
Nope, he saw it as a test, and he chose integrity over opportunity.
That's powerful.
Right. It takes serious conviction to resist that kind of temptation.
So he's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk.
Absolutely. And it reinforces his whole message about staying true to yourself.
Even when it's hard, even when you have to sacrifice.
Exactly. And, that unwavering sense of self, that's something we can all learn from.
It's inspiring, for sure.
It's about knowing your worth, not letting others define you.
Yeah, define success on your own terms.
So as we move into the final part of this deep dive, I want you to think about this.
Okay.
What's your heaven on earth? What brings you joy? What are you willing to fight for?
Deep questions.
Because Katt's story shows us that creating a life that reflects your true self,
Yeah.
it's possible.
It's a choice.
And it all starts with asking yourself those tough questions.
I'm ready to dive deeper.
It's funny, we've talked about some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, we have.
But through it all, Katt's humor shines through.
It's always there.
Like, remember when he was talking about the animals on his property?
Yeah, he's got quite the collection.
Horses, donkeys, cows, even mini cows.
Like a petting zoo.
Right. But then he casually mentions that he loves goat meat.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
It's that unexpected twist,
Keeps you on your toes.
Totally.
Oh.
And then there's the whole black duck thing.
Huh?
Turns out he only names the animals he's not going to eat.
Dark humor at its finest.
But it's delivered so matter-of-factly.
Yeah, you can't help but laugh.
It's part of what makes him so unique.
He embraces it all. The serious, the absurd.
The full spectrum of life.
Speaking of which, he talked about his love for music, too.
Oh, yeah, he's a big music fan.
Huge. He mentioned bands like Counting Crows, Pearl Jam.
And how certain albums would take him back to specific moments in his life.
Music is a time machine.
Exactly. And get this. He saw Green Day in concert.
Okay.
With Tevin Campbell as the opening act.
What a combo.
Right. Talk about eclectic taste.
He's full of surprises.
But it's not just about listening. He connects music to his comedy, uses it in his sets.
It's all intertwined.
It adds this whole other dimension to his performances.
Yeah, it creates a richer experience.
And, throughout his life, he's crossed paths with some pretty amazing people.
Oh, yeah, he's got some stories.
Like, he knew Prince.
Yeah, he shared some fascinating insights about him.
His work ethic, his personality, it's like getting a behind-the-scenes look.
It humanizes these larger-than-life figures.
It shows they're just people, too,
And he talked about Bill Cosby as well.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is, but he acknowledged Cosby's impact while also addressing the accusations.
It's a nuanced perspective.
He doesn't shy away from the complexity.
It's about looking at the whole picture.
And ultimately, I think that's what we can take away from Katt's story.
Yeah.
Life is messy, full of contradictions.
But there's beauty in that messiness.
And humor and wisdom.
Katt reminds us to embrace it all, to keep asking questions, keep searching for truth.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I hope you've gotten a better sense of who Katt Williams really is.
The man, the comedian, the thinker.
He's a true original, a one-of-a-kind voice.
And his story is a reminder that we can all create a life that's true to ourselves.
So, what's your truth? What's your heaven on earth?
That's the question we should all be asking.
It's time to create a world that reflects who we truly are.
And maybe, just maybe, Katt's wisdom can guide us along the way.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.